Make the movie that you would want to watch. Welcome back. Today I want to talk about the kind of movie we're making without giving too much away. So let's talk about Alfred Hitchcock in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So there are two filmmaking techniques that I really love and that we're hoping are going to have a place in our story. One of them is about building tension, and the other one I'm going to call discovery. Let's start with tension and the master of suspense himself, Alfred Hitchcock, who pioneered a very simple technique for getting the audience to really lean in and invest in a moment. Example, tell the viewer that there's something really dangerous in this scene, like a package that needs to be delivered to a target by 1:45 before it goes. Then put that package in the hands of a character who doesn't know what we know, like Stevie here. Show us that 1:45 is approaching and then just sit back and let the delivery play out. Now, ordinary interactions like arguing with a bus conductor, petting a dog, or getting stuck in traffic suddenly become filled with a sense of anticipation and dread. No, I'm not going to tell you how that scene plays out. You gotta go watch Sabotage. Just remember that Hitchcock is not the Disney Channel, so get your parents' permission if you need it, kids. Technique number 2, discovery. Close Encounters of the Third Kind is probably my favorite Spielberg movie. If you haven't seen it, I can't help you. So here's a quick recap on the part of the premise that's important. Roy Neary has an encounter with an alien spaceship one night, and that experience plants an idea in his mind that he struggles to make sense of throughout the course of the film. He begins to shape a familiar object out of shaving cream, then out of mashed potatoes, behavior that really inspires a sense of security in his wife and children. Spielberg restricts our understanding of what's happening to Roy's own understanding, and doesn't really verify the answer until moments before Roy himself makes the connection. By the way, that moment has some of that Hitchcock technique I was talking about, because you're like, there it is on the TV. Roy, look at your TV. Everybody wants you to look at your TV, Roy. Please look at your TV. So when it finally pays off, your heart is just like... it's just so great. What were we talking about? Right. I bring that up because our movie fits into the suspense thriller genre with an element to it where the characters are discovering something as they go. Now beyond that, I'll talk more about the premise for the film in future videos, but for now let me just ask you, have you ever had the experience where you're watching a movie and all of a sudden your brain is like, hey, what if you changed this one thing? That's how I ran into the idea for this film, and even set aside a few hours just to search for any movie or keyword that I thought could be remotely related to a story with this premise. The only thing I found were a few allusions to this in an old book that is in public domain, but I still wanted a second opinion from someone that I could trust to tell me if it's not a good idea. So I called my oldest sister, explained the premise of the movie to her, and boy was I relieved when she said that she liked it and didn't think she had seen anything quite like this before.
Hey, I don't think I've seen anything like that. I'm trying to think of anything like that. In some films, they'll describe it. Is it interesting? It could be really interesting. It's a very simple premise. Everything has to have a logic and a reason behind it. Everything has to make sense.
Yeah, keep it simple. We're on the same wavelength there. Okay, wait, I gotta go feed my cat and then jump in on this job.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Alright, bye. Alright, I want to get this down while it's still fresh and I have the energy to do it. Let's talk about a basic movie outline, which is much simpler than a treatment or a full-on script. I keep mine to about a page and just compress the story down to the hook, the conflict, and where it all goes. The primary purpose is actually to benefit other people who I might bring along in the process, so I can quickly lay my idea down in front of them like,
what do you think? Nice.
Alright, we got our one-page outline. Next stop, treatment and script. At this point, it would probably benefit me to show this to an actual writer. Before you go, let me say thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and you're interested in following along on the journey, you can subscribe or leave a comment or a like. We always appreciate it. And we will see you in the next one. Cheers.